Mental health to many people may be a bit of a strange and often misunderstood subject. As a happy-go-lucky child, I definitely have been one of those people. I doubt I'd ever heard of mental illness, let alone had any comprehension of the impact it was to have on me for the next 17 years of my life. On reflection, I think I began to experience some symptoms of depression and anxiety at the beginning of my teenage years, yet as no one really noticed, I did what many people do, kept quiet, stayed strong and kept going. It wasn't until 2013, when I was 20 years of age, nearing the end of my second year at university, that my symptoms began to take over my life. I felt permanently tired, my body ached, I couldn't sleep, I had no get up and go, found no pleasure in my normal activities and cut myself off and tried to focus on my study. After being tested at my GP's for a variety of potential physical causes, I was diagnosed with clinical depression and anxiety. My GP gave me medication and I fought on for another year. During this time, I developed my own ways of coping. I exercised and I ate healthily. But by the end of the following year, these themselves had become chronic obsessions that left my body in as bad a mess as my mind. I was forced to pull out of my final year study at university, and I was hospitalised in a psychiatric unit for the majority of 2005. During this stay, I was fortunate enough to receive intensive physical and psychological therapies that helped me to begin my journey of recovery. During 2006 and 2007, trying to acclimatise to the real world while keeping my symptoms under control, I attempted part-time work. And although I held down a manual job for a while, it proved too challenging, and I left before I was sacked. Throughout 2008, my health worsened again, and I withdrew completely once more, living in my bed and sleeping about 20 hours a day. 3 years ago, however, I finally, with much persuasion, found the courage to visit the print shop. Depressed, scared, and very sceptical, I attended the project for just 3 hours a week, where, with encouragement and support, I began by making drinks, wrapping parcels, but I was very unproductive. Being so consumed with my own problems, I required constant reassurance. After a number of months had passed, I was given the responsibility of producing invoices. A relatively straightforward task, but for me, it gave me a real sense of purpose for the first time in so long. As time passed, my confidence and competence and self-esteem grew, and I took on more of the financial and administrative duties at the project. Over the past year, I've become increasingly involved with the mentoring and support of our new service users, a role that I find so rewarding, giving me the goal of becoming a mental health worker myself. I'm proud to say I now volunteer at the service for 4 days a week, and last year the members of the project voted me to be their shadow director, and I'm able now to give a little bit back to an organisation without which I wouldn't be standing here today. Brentwood Community Print has offered me and continues to offer other people a unique environment that balances both challenge and support, unlike anything else, bridging the gap between living a mental illness and living a life. Thank you very much for your time.